Today I'm working on fitting the rear differential into the Subaru. This is a Ford 8.8. It is from a 96 and up Ford Explorer. And the first step is that I have to take the outside of the differential case and smooth it down so that I can get it as high up in the chassis as possible. It is considerably larger than the original Subaru differential. There's the original for comparison. The Subaru differential is an R160. The Ford is an 8.8, which is like 240 millimeters. So it is much bigger, and I am not going to do any more cutting on the floor of the car to fit stuff in. So it is going to hang down a little bit lower than normal, but it should be able to be squeezed in there. I'm going to go to the time lapse of cutting all the fins and extraneous stuff off the outside of the Ford diff. I am cutting off all the extraneous wings and pieces that will interfere with the new differential fitting in the subframe. I am leaving the mounting hole for the vehicle speed sensor, as I may want to compare front and rear diffs for traction control. I am also going to remove the front original differential mount at some point, but for now I am leaving it in place until I decide how I am going to finish the front mount on this differential. Here's the Ford 8.8 differential. I cut all the wings off of it. This is the rear subframe from the Impreza. I have to make this fit in there. And to add a challenge to this, I have to make a rear cover for this differential. So what I'm going to do is remove the factory rear cover. I'm going to use it as a template to cut a new outer ring. I'm going to use 1/4 inch steel plate, and then I will put my mounting studs in the back so that it mounts to the differential using the factory bolt holes, and then I will gusset everything. Now I think 1/4 inch is probably strong enough, but these aftermarket welded diff covers are generally 3/8 of an inch. I don't know if I need anything that strong. I don't think I'm gonna break 1/4 inch. I don't think it's gonna move or flex. So I have to build the cover, and it has to be as low profile as possible. I'm going to make it in multiple pieces, weld the outside and the inside, but that is going to be a challenge. I've never built a diff cover before, so it should be interesting. I remove the differential cover with an impact wrench and then inspect the components on the inside to make sure everything is in working order. To mark the shape that needs to be cut, I am pre-drilling a hole in the piece of plate steel, and then I will attach the existing differential cover so that I can mark around the perimeter and cut the shape as close to exact as possible. Using a drill exactly the size of the hole in the diff cover and a little bit of motor oil, I will drill through the plate and have all the holes in the exact spot that I need so that I can put bolts in after I cut the plate into a ring. Putting the finishing touches on cutting the inside of the new differential cover out so that it can clear the ring gear on the inside. This is the main cross piece of the differential cover. I have put in small relief cuts so that it is easier to bend, and the inside will still be a solid piece. The outside will be welded down each joint, and the remainder of the pieces will all be individually made. After test fit, I tack the main piece in place and then move on to building the rest of the small pieces and welding them in place. Here's the new differential for the Subaru. It's a Ford Super 8.8. It's limited slip. It is from an Explorer. To mount it in the subframe, I had to build a new cover. There are companies that sell DIY weldable covers. I opted to make one because I had never done it before. I cannot recommend it. It's extremely time consuming. Here's the diff in the subframe. It still needs some more work. I'm going to cut the middle of the subframe and move the mounting location. I'm going to use some universal end links. These are generally used for off-road truck stuff. You can use them for motor mounts. I ordered them ready to go as a kit. It comes with the sleeve, the bushes, and a piece of DOM. I ordered mine in metric. They're M14 by 2.0 bolts and nuts. I do that so that I don't have to go and find some fractions tools while I'm in the middle of working on something that's all metric. I'm probably going to use 4 of these, 2 down low, and then 2 to replace the original bushings. I'm doing that because this differential will probably have to put up with anywhere from 500 to 800 horsepower, and then the front diff will take the rest of the power that the engine makes. So it will also have to take perhaps 500 horsepower at a time. In my next video, I'm going to get back to doing the engine and transmission. I had to wait on doing the mounting of the engine transmission until I got the new differential installed in the car so that I could line up the pinion and the transmission so that I don't have too much angle on them. Too much angle on the drive shaft will cause it to vibrate. That is because universal joints do not travel at the same speed all the way around the circle. As they have more angle, part of the travel will be fast and part will be slow, and the difference in those two speeds is what causes the noise and vibration. So here's the diff with its new cover. Bolts will get welded to the diff, and then the bushes will be welded in the subframe so it will mount just like original. And essentially it's all the same as original, it's just bigger. Works the same, fits the same, same style mounting, still independent rear suspension, CV axles, just bigger parts. Thanks for watching.